topic at hand. So I'm just going to get into the basics of what I think is going on with the drone situation that we have going on here in New Jersey. I wanted to share this the last live stream and I forgot. So I'm going to share a clip which I think correlates to what is currently going on in the world right now in terms of the drones and what I think that the purpose of them is for. Now, there's a few rumors going on that people have been saying that there were nuclear bombs, that the drones were sniffing. They use sniffing nuclear properties or whatever. So, in my opinion, you can easily look. Now, the thing that they're talking about, which is true, there was something that went missing that had radioactive properties to it. It was I believe it was a pin from a MRI machine that went missing, and this was after the drone sightings happened, so there already isn't a correlation between the two. So that's one thing there. But there was supposedly, what happened was there was a shipping container where they shipped out a bunch of, I guess, materials for an MRI, something like that, and it went missing, and they lost this pin that supposedly has a very low radioactive property to it. They said it's below a level 3, which really isn't much of a threat. I think that that's just a bunch of nonsense. It's probably not even true. It's just enough to create rumors of nuclear or whatever. So that's what people think they want people to think in terms of what this is for. Things like China, people are blaming it on China. They're blaming it on nuclear war. They're saying it's different kinds of radioactive properties, etc., etc. So I don't think that that's the case. Like I said, there's a few possibilities. I put a few of them down on the table last time. Possibility number one, which I think is the most likely, is mass surveillance and conditioning for mass surveillance. I'm going to play a video shortly in which I think correlates to mass surveillance and, how I think this will all come to be. Of course, we have things like Project Bluebeam and other things like that, but I think in this particular case, I think it has to do more with the upcoming new year and how things will be going in the future for the new year. So I was looking at a few things now. If you look at sorry, let me just look at my thing. So if you look at this, now this is The Economist. Sorry, my spelling is atrocious. Now you look at this picture from The Economist, and you can see on this picture that they're using for the year going forward. Now this is the world ahead 2025. Now I'm not even going to I'm not going to read the article because it appears to be paywalled. I'm not going to bother with that nonsense, but if you just look at the symbolism of this image here, you can see already at the top of the image you have Saturn, and then you have China. Of course, Trump is at the center. You have nuclear. Right next to nuclear, you have, I think that's Putin. And then this is Zelensky, the knucklehead from Ukraine. Right? So you have all this stuff. And, I mean, this fist in the air reminds me of Black Lives Matter, which, in my opinion, I mean, just is another symbol for chaos. Now you have this over here. You have the shot. right? You have a shot there. I mean, you can do the math there. Electric cars, which is talking about green, the Green New Deal, all the green stuff. Cities up here, smart cities, an hourglass here with an all-seeing eye watching as if time is running out over the planet. Then you have a nuclear eye. We're watching nuclear. I mean, this is just, you can look at it. It's riddled with symbolism, what they're trying to condition us for the year going forward. And just the symbolism on this picture alone is kind of all you need to really look at here. And this was only published 2 days ago. But you don't even need to look at the article. You don't even really need to read the article to just look at the images here. The fact that Saturn at the top, Saturn, Satan, the god of this world, is above, leading all of these things that are coming together here. So I just want to show that. Now, what I was talking about in regards to the to what I think that the drones will be used for, there's a clip from 2020 that I want to share.
Like something out of science fiction, this drone equipped with a megaphone hovers before a crowd, blaring a warning. The operator, a local traffic cop.
You, the handsome man with the telephone, where's your mask? Put it on.
Hey, you on the bike, put on your mask when you're in the street. Don't endanger your fellow citizens.
Not all the drones are operated by public officials. Some of the clips have been posted by social media influencers hoping to encourage prevention.
Yes, Mom, it's the drone talking to you. You shouldn't come out without a mask. Go back inside and wash your hands. The drone can see you.
All of China is under alert. Here, just outside the capital, drivers must go through checkpoints. Entrances of most large cities are disinfected regularly. Fences are going up around certain...
We don't need to see the rest, but you get the drift. So these drones have been used in the past to survey people, right? And they're used for fear tactics to, if there is disease X, which they are talking about, they want to keep people locked up inside their homes and they have a curfew. They can have them flying above everybody's house and you're trying to exit out the door. Right, you're trying to get out your door and you see this drone flying above you and it says, you, get back into your house. It's the 10 o'clock curfew. Get inside your house. That kind of thing. So I in my opinion, I think it's going to be used for something like that, and they're trying to get the people used to this kind of thing. I don't know exactly why they chose New Jersey, but I think it's because we're close enough to New York so they can test it on us first, close to New York, spread it out to the more populated cities, and then slowly branch it out towards the rest of the country, and just spread the whole thing out and get everyone used to conditioning towards using these kind of things to keep people inside their houses. Is another way to, again, keep tabs on us and to keep us locked up in our houses. That's what I personally think the end game of what these drones are. So just kind of want to put my final thoughts on that. I think at this point it's really a nothing burger. I don't think there's anything, that they're using different tactics to keep tabs on us anyway, especially when these events happen. So this is nothing new. This is just another step in the New World Order, but I don't think that they're going to be blowing us up or anything like that anytime soon. So just wanted to share that. Now, I found this other interesting thing that I wanted to share on the channel for anyone who is from New Jersey. I doubt, it doesn't look like there's too many people watching today, so I'm probably going to keep this stream short as it doesn't seem to be getting much viewership here. So I'm just going to quickly share what I need to share so that people replaying this who do watch my channel can get these pieces of info quickly and just watch them as if it was a regular video. So I found this video when I was skimming through different different channels on YouTube, and this thing came up and I clicked on it. It was like the disturbing side of Reddit or something like that. So I just put it on in the background and I noticed, and this is might be interesting to someone who is from the state of New Jersey, who's questioning things like Sandy, Ida, all those other storms, Irene, whatever, all those storms that hit us and messed us up real bad, who question and the past events this summer, if they were pre-planned by our U.S. government and the military is aware and things like that. And these are controlled and created events. So I wanted to play this clip.
It seems to suggest that he was trying to craft the perfect escape plan. This is all, however, just purely speculation. His survey remains a mystery, and it'll probably stay that way forever.
Hold on 1 second. It's on this video. Gonna try to see. Okay. I think there's a timestamp. Timestamp. Nope. Timestamp right here. Please don't copyright me. There we go.
Imagine getting a call from your mum, out of the blue, asking you if you had a bug-out plan. In other words, an emergency evacuation plan to abandon your home due to an unexpected emergency situation. It's the kind of conversation that catches you off guard, especially when it's something you've never talked about before. This story on Reddit begins with exactly that. A mother calling her son with a warning she never expected to give. On Friday, October 5th, 2012, the OP posted the following. About 2 weeks ago, my mum called me to see if I had a bug-out plan, which is interesting because we've never talked about anything like this. We've discussed politics, religion and various other issues, but nothing along the lines of what do we do if the crap hits the fan. Her reasoning behind this is that her best friend of 37 years called her and said that her daughter and son-in-law were called into a private meeting on base regarding a probable evacuation scenario of the East Coast.
So I heard that and it just caught my attention. At that point, I was just like, I gotta see where they're going with this one. This sounds quite familiar, so.
Her son-in-law is in the Special Forces, apparently high up. I think the base was Fort McPherson in Georgia. From what she said, the daughter and son-in-law were brought in and made to sign a non-disclosure agreement, saying they would tell no one, under the penalty of treason, what they were told during the meeting. They were told that in 4 to 6 weeks, this was around the 20th of September, the East Coast would experience some type of disaster that would cause it to be underwater. They were also told to make a go bag and be prepared to leave at a moment's notice. That's about all I have. This does come from someone I trust, and someone who trusts her daughter and son-in-law. I don't see any reason for them to make it up or freak out over a routine or drill. From what my mum's friend says, the military doesn't do these types of drills without warning everyone that it's just a drill. She's been married to a military man for 20 years. On a separate note, one of my best friend's brother, who is in the Special Forces, went AWOL about 2 weeks ago. Went home to see his family in Texas, then disappeared. So, that's about it.
I apologize for the
along these lines?
I apologize for the edgelord pacing, but it'll get to the point.
I've heard that the East Coast is in for one hell of a winter, but that's all I've heard. Thoughts? The comment section was torn. On the one hand, you had people who just simply didn't believe him, with one user writing, "This is obviously some kid trying to get a response. Nothing will just trigger such an event so quickly. Sure, sea levels may rise in the future, but not anytime soon." On the other hand, there were others just being more cautious than anything else. Creepy. I forwarded this on to a few people. Hopefully, this isn't a troll. The OP did leave one comment on his post, writing, "I just want to say that when I posted this, I titled it hearsay for a reason. I'm not standing behind this information as much as I am wondering if anyone has heard anything similar. I don't frequent this subreddit, so I apologize if I came across as saying this as truth. My mum's friend has said that her daughter and son-in-law have not heard anything else after the meeting. They just have their go bags. I will try to speak to my mum's friend directly so that I have a clearer understanding of what she heard from her daughter and son-in-law. Now, understandably, it's such a weird story to believe right off the bat, and the post itself was submitted to the conspiracy subreddit, which is bombarded with countless troll posts and memes on a daily basis. However, one major point to consider is the dates the post was submitted and the dates the OP posted within the thread. The post itself was submitted on Friday the 5th of October, 2012, and the OP mentioned that the daughter and son-in-law were told, at around the 20th of September, that in 4 to 6 weeks the East Coast would experience some type of disaster. This would give us rough dates between the 18th of October and the 1st of November. Between these dates, in 2012, Hurricane Sandy, an extremely large and destructive Category 3 Atlantic hurricane, ravaged the United States and surrounding areas. It was the largest Atlantic hurricane on record, with tropical storm force winds spanning 1,150 miles, inflicting nearly $70 billion in...
I love how the guy just blows over the fact that it literally hit New Jersey. Not the United States, it hit New Jersey. But yeah, so the point of this video is that he's talking about these military people got a warning a couple weeks before, saying that there'd be evacuations, there'd be an emergency, and then a couple weeks later, Sandy happened. So I found this randomly. I just wanted to put this up here so people could just use this as another piece of information that supposedly it came from the military. I don't know, but it's just one more piece of evidence that points towards these weather events being staged and manipulated. But back to the drones, I will just skim for the very last time on the drone, what's it called? Facebook group. I'm just going to see if there's anything new going on here. Any new news? This whole thing's been getting to be kind of a joke now. What's this? This new? When was this?
Now, local officials, they want more. So the FAA issuing a ban on drones over key areas of New York and New Jersey as the mystery over those sightings continues. Now, local officials, they want more answers from the federal government, and they want more information. And Pequannock Township Mayor Ryan Hurd is among those pushing for answers. He says the drones pose an invasion of privacy to local residents. The mayor joins me now. So, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate you being here for this. You know, you've seen the drones. Do you buy the answers that you're hearing on the federal level that these are planes or personal drones?
Well, good morning, Ed, and thank you for having me on. Do I buy it? Absolutely not. See, here's the problem. You know, we are now almost 2 weeks into this since I penned the letter 2 weeks ago Sunday, and we had 21 mayors that actually signed that letter. Up until now, there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of posturing, but there has been no action. We still have no idea what's going on.
So Senator Richard Blumenthal said about a week and a half ago the federal authorities should just shoot a few of them out of the sky and figure out what's going on. Do you think they need to be shot down, or some of them?
Well, that's a good question. So first I'm going to say, not by a citizen. So we're not going to go and try to shoot these things down in our backyard. We're not going to try to catch these. We're not going to try to send up a hobby drone and try to take pictures. Because again, as I've said before, the unintended consequences of this could be horrible, and we don't want that. With that said, I do expect the federal government to step up and get one of these over the ocean. Apparently, there's plenty of space that we can get this. Unfortunately, you know, last year or the year before, there was a big balloon apparently from China that went across all of America, and we didn't do that then. So I don't know if I have any faith in our current administration and current government to really step up. And
I think by them saying they're banning this, that, and the other, it's just trying to continue the fear of the psyop in general. Honestly, I don't care about people's comments anymore on these things. Looks like snow. It was snowing. Let's see. Texas now?
Police in White Settlement say that they're investigating a series of drone sightings near neighborhoods and a military base. It comes amid a flurry of sightings across the country that have a lot of people concerned. NBC5's Keenan Willard has more.
White Settlement prides itself on being a military community, home to Lockheed Martin and the NAS Joint Reserve Base. Police say that's why these pictures taken by officers last night are a concern.
We haven't seen the formation of drones like that before.
Investigators say starting after 8 p.m., residents and police officers saw drones flying together about 100 feet in the air, sometimes in groups of 6, other times 2 or 3 drones together. The sightings continued for more than 2 hours, some coming from federal law enforcement.
All right, so that's that. So now they're doing it, as I said, they would spread it out to more states in the country, so I'm not really too surprised about that. Chinese farmland in America. It's nothing to do with China in this case. It just doesn't. The U.S. military is sending counter-drone systems to New Jersey bases. Oh my god. The U.S. military is sending counter-drone systems to New Jersey bases. Here's how the drone buster works. The Pentagon is arming 2 military installations in New Jersey with counter-drone technology, giving them tools to better defend their airspace from unauthorized drone incursions. This is just a way to make it seem like they don't know what it is, when it's definitely used for mass surveillance, like in that video I showed earlier that probably no one has seen. So I'll just go ahead and show it again, just in case someone missed it. Just as a reminder.
Like something out of science fiction, this drone equipped with a megaphone hovers before a crowd, blaring a warning. The operator, a local traffic cop.
You, the handsome man with the telephone, where's your mask? Put it on.
Hey, you on the bike, put on your mask when you're in the street. Don't endanger your fellow citizens.
Not all the drones are operated by public officials. Some of the clips have been posted by social media influencers hoping to encourage prevention.
Yes, Mom, it's the drone talking to you.
So yeah, I mean, they definitely, I think, are going to be using this for the next outbreak that they're going to do, and they're going to use this as a way to force people inside their homes and to control the narrative and to keep a curfew going and to just push that whole agenda. And this is conditioning for it. I think the government's saying they don't know anything about it. It's just so they can wipe their hands clean of it and pretend that they don't know. So, you know, they can attempt to blindside us with this when it happens. So, I don't know. This is pretty ridiculous. It even says drone buster. Wow, it actually says drone buster on the picture of the drone gun. Like, this is just ridiculous. I mean, the fact that it's called drone buster, it actually says it on there. So that's that. So see what else is on the group real quick. ResearchGate. I don't know. Saw that crap earlier. Just trying to see if there's any news posted, not people's blurry pictures. At this point, they're not really worth my time anymore. Really, they're making logos now? Interactive map reveals disturbing pattern of drone sightings. This is from the Daily Mail. They're hit or miss in their accuracy and stuff of their... sometimes they post bullshit. Okay, I mean, this is it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I supposed to zoom in here? Let's see. Oop. What am I doing here? It says there's 2 drones in New Jersey right now. Does this mean the area where they're active, or... Okay, so there's one at Picatinny Arsenal. and one at Naval Weapons Station. I mean, honestly, like, they could simply just say the drones are surveying their area to protect their government stuff, their military stuff. If that doesn't really, I mean, I don't really see anything too disturbing, completely honest with you. I think a lot of it is a distraction at this point. It's becoming like a really big joke with this whole thing. Like I said, I think this is just conditioning for mass surveillance. And honestly, I'm just going to leave it at that. I really don't think that this is anything else really to talk about at this point. Once 2025 comes, you know, you're going to see all the same things that happened last time that Warp Speed was in office, and all the things that happened, everything that happened, the lockdowns, the masks, the restrictions, the shots, all those kind of things are going to come into play when he's back in power. So all those who voted for that guy, not that your vote counts, but that supported him and believed that he is the savior, are going to have a real rude awakening when he's they start doing the thing under his presidency. But that's what I think. I think it's just for mass surveillance. So, and like I said, I mean, just looking at this thing of the world ahead from this Economist website, just the imagery on this, just the imagery that they posted alone is just telling what it is. Like I said, Trump in the center. You got Saturn at the top, of course. You got an hourglass running out of time. You got a needle, a shot needle, a nuclear symbol next to Putin, you know, Russia, nuclear, you got all that. You got the fist in the air for Black Lives Matter and those kind of activists for the divide and conquer. You have an electric cars, you know, how they're trying to push all the crap with electricity and the getting rid of gas and pushing the entire green bullshit. Just trying to look at more of the symbolism here. Some of it, it's hard to tell what the drawing is of, but that's their basic gist of it. It is rather disturbing. Oh, and you got Xiaoping Ching, whatever his name is, Chinese guy there, trying to plant the seed in people's heads about that. So they're just shaping up a narrative for the year to come, and to make people conditioned towards these kind of things. Let's go to see if there's anything worthwhile on Reddit. As I say this, there's a ridiculous meme video. But I'm just going to check on Reddit and see if there's anything worthwhile. Someone pointing a green laser pointer at a plane. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to just do that. Temporary flight restrictions in New Jersey and New York. The list keeps growing. What's it say here? The red dots area of no-fly zone for drones. Special clearance is needed from FAA to fly near these zones. Due to this is 21 hours ago. Posted just before this, ABC News has reported the FAA is issuing these TFR due to pressure from intelligence agencies regarding imminent national security threat. Here's a reputable source. There's no significant threat. It's an abundance of caution because crazy shit right now. Drone flights banned. See, I love when people post neutral things on these. There's always a fearmonger who always is trying to make things worst case scenario. But anyways, I don't even know this site. Just looking at where it says the war zone makes me skeptical, but I'll look at it. Drone flights banned over New Jersey energy infrastructure sites. The threat to power infrastructure from drones has grown in recent years, but little action has been taken to mitigate it. This was posted a couple days ago. I don't know what the green means versus the red dots, or what this deal is, but the FFA announced the restricted flights over 22 energy infrastructures across New Jersey. The ban comes amid public concern about objects that has grown to fever pitch since the middle of November when we broke the story about a drone incursion over Picatinny Arsenal. Well, the story was very limited, but concerning base incursions by drones, it has since grown into a frenzy of drones invading much of New Jersey. Evidence that this is in any way the case has been elusive. Despite restrictions, the Department of Homeland Security continues to assess there is no public safety threat related to these drone sightings. The department stated today, in accordance with the FAA, our critical infrastructure partners who requested temporary flight restrictions over their facilities out of abundance of caution, FAA has issued temporary flight restrictions over some critical infrastructure facilities. Those red circles represent the TFRs over New Jersey. Temporary restrictions allegedly banning aircraft from flying over power energy generating sites or transmission sites. Defense Department doing press briefing shortly. Okay, where's the press briefing? Oh, I see. It says the restrictions affected drone operating 400 feet below. It lasts until January 17th. There is always the possibility that the timeline will be extended. The DHS provide a list of the sites requiring. So this is all PSE&G Gas Company. So we got Hancock Bridge. I've never heard of that. Clifton, Bayonne, Burlington, Camden, Cedar Grove, Edison. It's near me. Central Gas, PSE&G. All PSE&G ones. Cox Corner, etc., etc. It all seems to be mostly PSE&G gas things. Host of new security temporary flights, blah, 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 blah. I see something about Picatinny Arsenal. Restrictions could have been enacted to minimize normal civilian drone activity, to better detect and classify more problematic activity, and even confirm if indeed there is any at all. Also establishing aerial patterns of life over these areas to get a better handle on what's considered anomalous. Could be helpful, narrow down the types of responses required. At the same time, putting these restrictions over critical energy facilities does indicate the vulnerability of them and the concerns that they could be targeted, which makes sense from an adversarial perspective. We have still seen no evidence that this is any sort of an imminent possibility. Still, as we have reported on repeatedly, drones pose a danger to energy infrastructure, and nefarious and bizarre drone activity, such as sites has been an ongoing issue, which appeared to be the first actual drone attack on the power facility. What appeared to be the first actual drone attack on power facility in the U.S. happened in 2020, which raised red flags in the intelligence community. Wait, I don't know about this. Likely, this is from November, updated on November 5th, 2021. Likely drone attack on U.S. power grid revealed in new intelligence report. Like I said, this is updated in 2021. Okay. U.S. officials believe that the DJI Mavic 2 small quadrocopter type drone with thick copper wire attached underneath with via nylon cords was likely at the center of an attempted attack on a power substation in Pennsylvania last year. An internal U.S. government report issued last month says that this is the first time an incident has been officially assessed as a possible drone attack on energy infrastructure in the United States. What is likely to become commonplace as time goes on. You don't say. This is a reality. The war zone. Was that the... Oh, it is the one I'm on. Okay. Has sounded an alarm about in the past, including where the first two reports still... So, I mean, it seems like a possibility they could be going with as well, which I didn't even think about, is they could blame... they could crash down the power grid. Drones hit Russian tower blocks. Hold on. I'll come back to that in a second. Drones. Oops. Huh. You don't say. A moment, huge explosion hit. Is this it? Hold on. Is this? Hold on. Okay. A moment, huge explosion hit Russian tower blocks in an attack from Ukrainian drones. Okay. All right. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, they're using drones to. This is showing that they can and will use drones in combat, which is a very scary thing to think about. Okay, so thanks for sharing that with me. That adds a little bit of credibility to a drone attack theory. Now, I was going to say a possibility would be that they would use that as a way to shut our grid down and blame it on a drone attack, that the drone attacked the energy plants and the things that are supplying our energy. So, I mean, they could do it, like I said, they could do a double whammy with this and use it as a way to, like I showed in the earlier clip, use it as a way to keep people forcefully inside their homes when they go to venture out. If disease X happens, they'll be able to hover the drone over and speak through the drone and tell them to get back in their house. So it can be used for that, as well as, I think, this seems like a likely case to use it to attack our power grid and blame it on Russia or China or one of them. Do another inside job, blow up our power grid and whatever else, and then blame it on another country. So that seems like a very likely thing that they could go with, especially after this Russian thing that I just saw here. So that is very scary. So thank you, Bean Dean, for sharing that. That's interesting. So that is definitely a scary thought. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can with this kind of stuff, and hope that this won't come to fruition. Where is that? Okay. So this is where I started back at, where they were talking about the restrictions. Does anyone have a link to a possible threat? Let me see. Maybe now they're going to update about Russia and correlate it to that on the drone site on the different ones. Let me check the Reddit one first. China calls for end of U.S. occupation in Cuba's Guantanamo region. Okay. Anyway. Oh no, anyway. Another stupid meme. Pretty typical of Reddit. Yeah, okay, I'm done with Reddit for the day. Let me check to refresh this and see if there's anything in regards to Russia, any comments and whatnot on that thing that I just saw here. Okay. The people aren't too intelligent, so I don't think that they will notice things like that. Let's see. Enigma Labs is partnering with individuals from this group with your help. Okay. I honestly don't see anything else. What's this?
This situation with these drones is so troubling. They want this to get in the news.
Right.
They want people to be upset about it so that they can pass this law.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I call it's a setup. And it's to get the American people to go like, the quote government needs to fix something. What's the old axiom, right? Create a crisis, we manage the outcome. This is what these guys do. It just so happens that the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018 that gives the government the ability to control drones, okay, it expires December 20th. So here they took an act that is going to expire the 20th of this month that gave them very limited control on the skies and drones, and then they take it, and we're not just going to control the skies and drones, we're going to, quote, destroy, disable anything in the air and intercept signals and communication. Folks, that could be your cell phone. That could be your internet ability. That's it.
Yep, so that makes sense. So that gives them the power to control these drones. It gives them back that power to control these drones, where they'll be able to use them to, like I was saying before, just like that clip in China. I'll play it one more time just in case people missed this.
Like something out of science fiction, this drone equipped with a megaphone hovers before a crowd, blaring a warning. The operator, a local traffic cop.
You, the handsome man with the telephone, where's your mask? Put it on.
Hey, you on the bike, put on your mask when you're in the street. Don't endanger your fellow citizens.
Not all the drones are operated by public officials. Some of the clips have been...
So, I mean, they can do something along those lines. When the next outbreak comes, they'll be able to get people to get inside their homes. When the event happens, they'll be able to say, hey, you, it's past curfew, it's 8 o'clock. Get inside your house now. It's time for you to go inside. You know, something, they'll be able to use it for something along those lines. As well as, you know, what I just witnessed now. They can definitely use drones to attack things. They could stage an attack on the power grid and blame it on China, Russia, whoever else. Probably Russia or China, because those are the two big bullies they're trying to condition people to be afraid of. So I would say that, you know, set up this situation, have an attack, and then that's the way for them to shut our grid down while we're during this disease X situation, to be able to keep us inside. And when they bring that power grid up, that's the way they'll have to get us to agree with the next phase in their plan, which I can't talk too much about because I'll probably get a strike on my channel. I don't know how they listen to these things, but if they do, I'm trying to be careful here. You never know what you can say on YouTube. Let me just skim a little bit. How long have I been streaming for? It's about 40 minutes. I get around an hour today. I'm not going to go over that. Let's see if there's anything else. I've skimmed through this. Let me refresh. You know, it might be interesting to see if it's on the national news on Reddit. Oop. Let's see if maybe this Russian thing is talked about here. So this is the thing. I mean, to everybody else, something like an attack from Ukraine to Russia would just see as another good, go Ukraine, get Russia, Ukraine good, Russia bad, you know, the whole narrative that they've been feeding us forever with these idiots from Ukraine. But people aren't really seeing the forest for the trees here, that the point of what I just saw was that drones will and can attack and can be used to destroy infrastructure. So that's what most low IQ people who surf the internet and exist in our world will skim right, go right over their head. But I'm not seeing anything on the news in regards to that. Maybe on they're talking about linguine macaroni again. I don't even talk about these types of psyops. I don't even get into it. Let's see. Linguine macaroni. The ownership trap. How wealthy people stay free. What? Another one of those things trying to push you'll own nothing and be happy. Yeah, I don't see anything posted here, so no one intelligent enough has made the correlation, but that is a very telling thing. I'm glad I was able to at least get that out on here. Drone thing could be a distraction. I agree, it definitely could be a distraction. I think, like I said, this is a double whammy. I think it very likely could be a double whammy where it could be used for conditioning for mass surveillance, which will eventually be used for mass surveillance when the next outbreak, I'm using air quotes, happens. It could also be used to attack our grid system and then blame it on China or Russia and shut our grid down, which is definitely part of their long-term plan. But I think as of this very moment right now, for Christmas, for New Year's, right at this particular time, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think it'll happen at some point in 2025, probably the middle maybe the summer. It's usually when we least suspect it, but I don't think they're going to just border shut down. I don't know too much about borders. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you mean border, do you mean like Shelley? When you say border, are you referring to like the Mexican border or the border with Canada? To me, when I think of border, I think of the illegal Mexicans coming across the border and getting into the state, because we have, like in New Brunswick is known as a sanctuary state. So there is a ton of illegal immigrants and illegal people running around in the state, and there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of things like that. And my issue with, I don't talk about these issues on the channel because I try to keep things neutral and keep it factual, but I will share this while we're on topic. My problem with these people isn't the people themselves, it's that our government is using them as a way to divide other people against one another. They've instilled this thing where they hate us, we hate them. It's a terrible situation, and I also think that it in itself is a distraction with the whole divide and conquer situation, and a lot of these types of people are definitely a problem. I mean, they come here, and regardless, the agendas, a lot of the powers that be, are to set forth their divide and conquer. They're giving special privileges to certain groups of people, and they're not giving it to citizens who are born here. And like I said, whether our country is a bunch of bullshit or not, we're born here. It should be our right first to get first dibs on things like jobs and all that. And don't tell me, I hate when people say, oh, well, nobody wants to scrub toilets, nobody wants to stock shelves, nobody wants to deep fry nuggets or whatever it is that they're doing. It's not true. I mean, they say like for instance, like I was working because I was a semi-professional musician for a while. I'm not anymore, but I was semi-pro. I was on a few indie labels. I was making money from my music for a while. And I was working a part-time job. And I remember working just one of these schlep type jobs, and there was a Mexican guy, and he told me, "Why are you working here? You have papers." And I go, "Because I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I don't have a degree in trigonometry. You know, I'm just doing my thing. You know what I mean?" So they already have this thing in their head that anyone who's born here is superior, is above them. And that's not the case. Neither side is above one another, but these people are brought in as a way to continue this divide and conquer agenda. So I'll leave that at that. Just going to skim through and see if there's any other pieces of news. What's this? No. Let me go, what was it? Russia drone attack. Just trying to see if there's something on YouTube.
Russian forces have been carrying out their largest ever drone attack on Ukraine, damaging buildings and critical infrastructure in several different regions. A record 188 drones were launched overnight. That's
I saw that about Amazon. I'll play this in a second. I saw that thing about Amazon on strike. I personally agree with them being on strike. I mean, they can't even go to the bathroom. They won't let them go to the bathroom. I've worked jobs like that, and to get a pee break is impossible. They treat the workers like shit. So I mean, I'm all for people who are working class trying to get treated better. I don't really agree with hiking the wages. I don't think a box packer should be making the same wage as a surgeon. I think they should be able to make a living wage. But I think that what they should be fighting for is to be treated ethically at work. And a lot of these places have a shitty work environment, and they do not treat their workers fairly. They treat their workers like a complete ass. And instead they're focused on the money, but they should be focusing on treatment at work. Because I'll tell you what, I'll work 3 jobs in a row, and I'll bust my ass to make more money if I'm treated fairly at work. But I'm treated at all these kind of jobs like complete shit. So it makes you not want to stick with the job. It makes you not want to work hard, and it brings the morale down, and it just makes the product shipments, the the productivity go down, and then people end up with broken packages, the wrong packages, things like that. So, you know, but anyways, all right, I'm going to play this clip about Russia and this supposed drone attack. So let's watch this. This was posted. Okay, so this was posted 3 weeks ago. I don't think this is the same thing, but it does say Ukraine and Russia launched record number of drones.
According to the Ukrainian Air Force. In the east, Russian state media claimed that troops had entered the settlement of Velika Novosika in Ukraine's Donetsk region. That's a key defensive stronghold and logistics hub. Well, the Institute for the Study of War, which is a military analysis organization, has been assessing the Russian offensive campaign since the start of the war in Ukraine. And joining us now is Caroline.
All right, so let's see, maybe drones, drone attack. What was it, bank or something? I forget what the... Let me go up and see what you said to me earlier. Tower blocks. Just want to see if I can get a video on it. Okay. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for this. I'm going to keep talking over it so I can say it's fair use. Yep. This is all I'm trying to capture here. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, it's before Christmas because that's right before the start of the new year. Now, this is Agenda 2025. Now, I believe that they have ramped up Agenda 2030 into 2025, and they push the goalpost up, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they could be using this for multiple. I still believe that this is a multi-purpose operation. Now, like I said, I'm leaning towards surveillance, definitely. And now that I've seen this, there's an absolute possibility that these things been using to strike. Now, I saw James Corbett. He called them slaughter bots. And he said that they could be used for a war. Now, I've mentioned this before. They could create a war in the sky between Russia, China, and America and just use that as a way to keep us locked up. And that could be the new agenda. That there's a war in the sky and the drones are out and we're fighting and we got to go inside, a way to keep us locked up. So like I said, there's a whole avenue of different things that they can use these things for.
Беспилотник, смотри, беспилотник летит. Охренеть!
Attack appeared to pinpoint attack on a specific high-rise. 2 drones striking the same area.
Вот это пиздец. Охренеть!
Jeez.
Горяченькая.
Wow. I mean, these are, this is definitely a way that they will, definitely something that they can use to smack our power grid down for sure. So this is definitely something to keep in the back of everyone's mind. So this is kind of where I'm at now with everything. Let's see. Gonna skim over Reddit last time before I get out of here. I've been going almost an hour. Am I an idiot? Oh, here it is. Let's just see if they posted anything else new, any other new. Drones are out, the new cabs are here, fight me. What? More idiocracy posts. More memes. Who's this guy? I think this explains pretty well. What's this?
Good morning, John. A series of widely sighted unidentified drones observed in the skies, described as having blinking lights and a wingspan of about 6 feet. The drone...
I think I've seen this guy in shorts. As far as I see, he's a shill. He likes to push science and things like that, so I'm sure it's not the real answer.
Fly in groups of 6 to 10 and are usually seen between 7 and 10 p.m. Law enforcement officials stated that the size and number of drones makes it unlikely that they are being operated.
I'm sure the drones are military. I think, like I said, I think they'll be used to attack our grid, and I think they'll be used for surveillance.
By hobbyists. Other officials say that the drones do not appear to be malicious and are not violating laws, although they say the situation is very unnerving for our citizens. Over the last month, there have been thousands of sightings of objects like this. There are videos of oddly shaped objects in the sky. Government officials reported that the drones were invisible to radar, leading to speculation that they were somewhat advanced military technology. Congressman Jeff Van Drew reports that Iran has a mothership off the coast of New Jersey that could be the source. People started pointing high-powered lasers at the drones.
Just going to skim a little bit.
Sent up their own drone.
All right.
So let's start with the first sightings. I, of course, do not know what they were. I am confident in saying that I don't know what they were, but I'm also much less confident than most people seem to be that they were at all weird. So one of the weirdest things reported about the drones is that they could not be spotted by radar, and this makes them sound very fancy and mysterious, but drones...
I'm sure. I mean, we all know that these things are military and that this is a military operation. Like I said, they're going to definitely use this for something nefarious. We all know this.
Can't be spotted by radar, usually, because they fly too low and are too small to distinguish from birds. This does make them kind of a pain in the butt, because if you spot a drone in an area, you might not be able to land an emergency helicopter because you know the drone is there, but you don't know exactly where it is, and helicopter rotors hitting drones is very bad. The other weird thing about the drones is that they are very big. And this is reported widely as a fact, and I'm not sure why. Human brains detect the size of an object in a bunch of different ingenious ways. The first one is the one we mostly think about. You look at the size.
He reminds me of a Reddit debunker who's just gonna kind of debunk away the whole thing. Yeah, this guy's a clown. I'm not gonna waste my time with this guy. I'm not vibing with this guy. Let me see what people are saying. I have little interest in hearing people from outside of New Jersey who have not seen these things with their own eyes telling me that they're not drones. I agree with him right there, because like I said, I've seen them with my own eyes hovering over my building. So, and someone said, I guess this guy is a paid shill and a disinformation agent too. Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. Anything else? One last skim here on this one. Then we'll do one last skim. Nope. We'll do one last skim on the New Jersey drones. Then I'm gonna get out of here because I think I'll be streaming for about an hour, and that's long enough, I think. Let's see, anything else? No, nothing really of any worth. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've been going for about an hour now. So I pretty much, that's what I think. I think that these drones will be used for mass surveillance. I think this is conditioning for that. I think the possibility that these drones could be used to smack down our grid system, and this could be the way they shut our power grid down. I think that's a definite possibility. I think there's also a possibility of a staged war in the sky to keep people inside their homes and to spread fear. There's a lot of different things going on, but regardless of my conclusion, this is definitely something nefarious, and I do believe, and you can, what's that saying they say in Reddit? You can mark my word down and come back to me in 6 months, however they say that, and 6 months come back to me to this video. I guarantee you we'll find out that this was a government operation. But thanks to everybody who's watching the stream. I don't get a lot of views on here, so I just do this to spread information to people. I don't make any money from this, and my channel is shadow banned, so it's beyond reaching anyone at this point. So anyway, thank you so much for checking this out. This will be a replay on YouTube later. I'm probably going to do an edit and cut out all the bull crap in the beginning just to get right to the point, and I'll put a timestamp on the original one so people can cut all the crap in the beginning.